Today we're going to do something a little bit different because the White House, Bibi Netanyahu and Donald Trump just came out with a 20-point Gaza peace plan that, from what I'm seeing about on social media, looks like the perfect peace plan for Israel and the Middle East. I've watched a few of the clips, but I haven't seen the whole interview yet. So I want to see it with you guys right now, and we can talk through it to see, is it actually worth anything? Is it actually realistic? Is it any good? I'm not going to go through Donald Trump's speech because for 30 minutes it didn't say something specific enough for our interest. So we're going to go through Bibi Netanyahu's speech, and hopefully he can give us some more specific insight on the plan.
First, I want to thank you for graciously hosting me once again in the White House. And second, I want to thank you for your friendship and for your leadership. From Jerusalem to Tehran, from the Golan Heights to Gaza, you've proven time and again what I've said many times. You are the greatest friend that Israel has ever had in the White House.
I mean, you can't start a speech without pampering Donald Trump.
You and I both know it's not even close. While you focus at home on making America great again, your leadership abroad is changing the world for the better, ending wars and advancing peace. I believe that today we're taking a critical step towards both ending the war in Gaza and setting the stage for dramatically advancing peace in the Middle East. And I think beyond the Middle East, in very important Muslim countries. I support your plan to end the war in Gaza, which achieves our war aims.
By the way, what he said right now is very important when he's talking about other Muslim countries. The Abraham Accords are crucial to changing the Middle East, and they are the reason why the Gaza war even started. Israel started to normalize and get peace accords with Saudi Arabia, with the United Arab Emirates, and Iran. Qatar just basically didn't like that. They wanted to stop the process. Now, this is not a conspiracy. This has already been out there. It's already been published. They didn't want to normalize with the side that they're trying to fight. They want to liberate Israel from its Jewish government, from being a Jewish state. Up until today, don't recognize Israel either as a state or as a Jewish state. So the reason all this started is because of the Abraham Accords. And something very important is that if we manage to get back to them, this could lead to peace in the Middle East. We're not here to correct any country. We would like to be left alone and just normalize and commerce and live in coexistence with the people around us. And because of the war, these Arab countries starting to get a bit more further away from Israel, which is very bad news. I mean, even in Bibi Netanyahu's UN speech, you saw these Arab countries stand up and walk out. You already started hearing Saudi Arabia say the things that get it further away from the Abraham Accords. And if we manage to get an accord and a peace deal that gets the Abraham Accords back on track, that could lead to peace in the Middle East. So this is crucial.
It will bring back to Israel all our hostages, dismantle Hamas's military capabilities, end its political rule, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel. We would not have achieved this turning point without the courage and sacrifice of our incredibly brave soldiers. They fight like lions to defend the people of Israel, and they serve on the front line in the war between civilization and barbarism.
Oh, this phrase is going to get taken out of context in seconds. You need to remember something. There is a side that is trying to fight a war and a side that is fighting a war in a barbaric manner. Now, I'm not just talking about October 7th, because people like to refer all the time to October 7th. That is what started this current war. Obviously not the conflict. The conflict started decades ago, but this current war started on October 7th. how they fought on October 7th was very barbaric. But ever since, for the past 2 years, how they chosen where to take the fight to, how to defend, how to attack, who to attack, all of those show you the barbarism in the military tactics of Hamas, of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, of the Popular Front, of the Democratic Front. All of these terrorist organizations, there's no other word, have a barbaric way of fighting. I mean, you can say maybe Hezbollah is one of the more not so barbaric militaries, but then you go to ISIS, then you go to Boko Haram. All of these organizations that have the same goal, the same pan-Arab Muslim goal. I mean, you see in the news what they do to people, how they treat people. That is the context. He's not calling all Gazans barbarics. He's not calling all Arabs or Palestinians barbarics. That is the context. But it will be taken away very fast. Just wait and see.
Mr. President, when our two countries stand shoulder to shoulder, we achieve the impossible. Just a few months ago, in Operation Rising Lion and Operation Midnight Hammer, we struck a decisive blow against Iran's nuclear and ballistic missile program. Your bold decision to send those B-2s made the region safer and the world safer. Now, under your leadership, we're taking the next step to win the war and expand the peace. Your plan is consistent with the 5 principles my government set for the end of the war and the day after Hamas. Everybody asks, what is your plan for the day after Hamas? Here's our plan. Passed it in the cabinet. All our hostages, both those who are alive and those who died, all of them will return home immediately.
Yes.
Hamas will be disarmed. Gaza will be demilitarized. Israel will retain security responsibility, including a security perimeter for the foreseeable future. And lastly, Gaza will have a peaceful civilian administration that is run neither by Hamas nor by the Palestinian Authority.
I mean, these are all the goals of the war of Israel. These are the things that Israel said from the beginning. The question is, how is he planning to get, first of all, Hamas to agree to such a deal? From what I understand right now is already September 30th. It's 2:30 in Israel. From what I understood right now, the Arab countries have already agreed to this. Israel has agreed to this already. We're just waiting for Hamas. And somebody in Qatar said that Hamas is reluctant or is about to say no. Still, no final response. But these are all the things that are good for us and are good for the Gazan people. But I don't know and I don't see how an extremist terrorist organization like Hamas would agree to these goals. Let's continue and watch.
If Hamas agrees to your plan, Mr. President, the first step will be a modest withdrawal, followed by the release of all our hostages within 72 hours. The next step will be the establishment of an international body charged with fully disarming Hamas and demilitarizing Gaza. I appreciate your willingness to lead the body, Mr. President. I really appreciate it because you have a lot of things to do, and this is important.
Oh, Trump is going to lead this body.
The confidence that this will give everyone, that things will be followed up on all the commitments made. The fact that you're taking this on, I think helps a lot to make sure that everything flows in the direction that we want.
If the United States is in charge of the body that's going to, let's say, keep Gaza demilitarized and keep Gaza, I mean, that will be optimal for both Gazans and Israel. Up until now, nothing sounds here out of the ordinary, nothing sounds extreme. I'm still yet to understand why Hamas will accept this.
Now, if this international body succeeds, we will have permanently ended the war. Israel will conduct further withdrawals linked to the extent of disarmament and demilitarization, but will remain in the security perimeter for the foreseeable future.
By the way, what he said is 100% right. If Gaza is disarmed, demilitarized, all the hostages are back, there will be no more war. You need to understand how things got to where they got with Gaza, with Judea and Samaria. The instigators were always the Palestinians. It's a very harsh reality to swallow, but you can see every single big instance of stepping up the violence always came from the Palestinian side, from the Arab side, if you want to go like 67 beforehand. Israel, to the people who want peace with Israel, can be our best friend, can at least normalize with you. We want peace and coexistence. You can look at what we have right now with Jordan, with Egypt. We don't like each other, but we're okay. And we give Jordan, I don't know, I mean, most of the water in Jordan comes from us. I know that we have some kind of deal, I think gas deal with Egypt. I mean, we don't like each other, but we'll tolerate each other. And with any other country who wants peace with Israel, who wants to coexist, who wants commerce, I mean, how much technology, startups, medicine, high-tech goes to so many countries that are just in commerce with Israel. Isn't right now Spain sending a boat with a cloud flotilla that has Israeli weaponry in the boat? Didn't Israel right now just make the most successful, what is a heart transplant or brain transplant, something like that? So he's right. If Gaza is demilitarized, there will be peace with Gaza. The famous phrase, if the Palestinians put down their weapons, there will be peace. If the Israelis put down their weapons, there will be no more Israel. It's exactly that.
I think we should understand that we're giving everybody a chance to have this done peacefully.
Yep.
Something that will achieve all our war objectives without any further bloodshed.
He's right.
But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself.
You see, this is where I don't like where Bibi Netanyahu takes things, because obviously Israel is reliant on outside help. Can we do it ourselves? We can, but it will be very hard and a lot of suffering. I think that's basically the reality we're all aware of. I don't want to finish this ourselves, and I would like this to be finished now with this deal, because this deal sounds good. Later I'm going to go with you over the 20 points of the deal, but I know you gotta stay strong. You gotta show yourself to be strong and step hard, so I'm guessing that's where this phrase comes in, but I don't know. I think up until now I believed almost everything. This is where you say, okay, this is basically just talking in the air. I mean, we've seen how the Israeli government has behaved in the last 2 years. They don't always step as strong as I would like them to. So, yeah.
This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way. But it will be done. We prefer the easy way, but it has to be done. All
100%.
these goals must be achieved
100%.
because we didn't fight this horrible fight, sacrificed the finest of our young men to have Hamas stay in Gaza and threaten us again and again and again
I agree
with
100%.
these horrific massacres.
I want to give my little piece of thought about what he just said right now. There is a big controversy in Israel between finishing the war now because there's too much bloodshed or continuing until Hamas is done. There's a lot to talk about the hostages, but I'm just talking about the bloodshed itself. And I 100% agree. It's been 2 years. We've already been attacked. We've already been massacred. We've already been in a war for 2 years. People have lost their jobs, money, sanity, life, friends, family. I mean, so much have been lost. And we've never been in such a deep, strong, violent war, I think, in our history, as long as this one. Because we're trying to achieve the goal of having no more Hamas, no more, let's say, radical Islamic leadership in Gaza that wants to destroy Israel. We're already sacrificed so much, we and the Gazans. If right now we finish the war while Hamas is in power, they will go back to doing exactly what they were doing before. Don't you think for a second it will be any different? And all this would have been for nothing. So if we're already this far, we cannot let Hamas stay in power.
Mr. President, I was encouraged by your clear statement at the UN against the recognition of a Palestinian state. That would be an outcome that, after October 7th, would reward terrorists, undermine security, and endanger Israel's very existence.
He's 100% right. Recognizing a Palestinian state now is rewarding terrorism. I know that the Prime Minister of the UK, Macron in France and Spain, they all said they're not rewarding Hamas because Hamas cannot keep in power. But what Hamas wants is a Palestinian state. They want it from the river to the sea, but getting one just in Judea, Samaria, and Gaza is one of the steps. Giving right now the Palestinians a state now, not on October 6th, now is rewarding terrorism. And the speaker of Hamas said this himself in the interview with CNN. He said, look what happened after October 7th. Look at the General Assembly. 100 and something countries are seeing what's going on. I mean, Hamas itself is saying, look what happened after October 7th. Hamas is saying that this is already a reward for October 7th. Hamas is already getting to the conclusion that October 7th was a right choice. Recognizing a Palestinian place, establishing a Palestinian state now will be a reward for terrorism, letting know what you're doing, how you're fighting this war, using your barbaric tactics of human shields, of your own people, of our hostages, the barbaric attack of October 7th, all that, you know what? We'll give it to you. It's just like when you were in school and you had a bully and the bully beat you up and then asked for something and you said, you know what? I don't want to get a beating anymore. I'll just give him whatever he's asking for. What will he do the next day? You say, well, if I do this, I get this. I'll do it again. That's exactly what's going on. I 100% agree with the statement.
As for the Palestinian Authority, I appreciate your firm position that the PA could have no role whatsoever in Gaza without undergoing a radical and genuine transformation. In your 2020 peace plan, which you mentioned just now,
100%.
You made clear what that transformation requires. It's not lip service. It's not checking a box. It's a fundamental, genuine, and enduring transformation. And that means ending pay to slay, changing the poisonous textbooks that teach hatred to Jews, to Palestinian children, stopping incitement in the media, ending lawfare against Israel at the ICC, the ICJ, recognizing the Jewish state, and many, many other reforms.
Do you understand that up until today, the Palestinian Authority doesn't recognize Israel as a Jewish state? They recognize Israel as a state, but they still want to make it Palestinian. They still want the right of return. And by the way, people talk to me in the comments and in DMs, and they told me, well, why shouldn't Palestinians go back to live in Ramallah, Tulkarem, and Gaza? That's not what they mean when they're talking about the right of return. The right of return is to what is now Israel, to Israel. They want to come live, everybody, back here. They want a 100% Palestinian state in Judea, Samaria, and Gaza, and a second half Palestinian state with Jews, which will they basically try to also get over our state and then just make one pan-Arab dream. And what he's saying about the PA is exactly right, okay? The PA was already giving Gaza in 2006. I mean, when Israel got out of Gaza in 2006, it was given to the PA in a silver platter. What happened? They got voted out, and then they got massacred by Hamas. Up until today, the PA has a very low following, even in Judea and Samaria, even where they are ruling. Polls, I don't know if you want to trust them or not, are showing that the PA has a very low following, okay? They still pay terrorists based on how many Jews they kill, how much time they spent in prison. He said that he might take it down, and then he came and said that up until the last cent, he's going to pay the terrorists who are killing Israelis and Jews. Up until today, 2025, that is the president of the Palestinian Authority of the Palestinian people. Judea Syria is paying people based on how many Jews and Israelis they kill. The schools under the Palestinian Authority still teach that one of the best things you can do is to kill Israelis and Jews. They still have the books with the drawings showing the Palestinian murdering the Israeli, the Jew, and then being a shaheed and being honored and being revered. When you go to videos of UNRWA schools, you can see them, little kids, 6, 8, 10 years old, talking about their dream being shaheeds, their dream being murdering Israelis and Jews, resisting. All that is taught to kids. Is that really the government that you want ruling a people? A government that is based on rewarding murderers, rewarding terrorism, educating to terrorism? And what's going to be different than 2006? Let's say right now we give the Palestinian Authority Gaza. What's going to happen in 1 or 2 years? They don't even have a hold of their own people. Obviously, Hamas or whatever other organization, the Palestinian Israeli Jihad, the Popular Front are going to get, or any other organizations that will rise if it's not demilitarized. Their founding charter from 1964, I read it. I read some articles of it, the last video I posted. It's all based on annihilating the Jewish state. They did some changes in 68, they did some changes in 98, but it's still basically all revolving around resistance. Resistance is another word to regaining Israel to be an Arab state. I made a whole video about it in my last video, you can go and check it out. But that is where they started. That is why we see all this behavior in the schools, in terrorism. Terrorist groups act and patrol freely in A areas. When you go to Jenin, to Ramallah, to Tulkarem, they patrol the streets freely. And the Palestinian Authority has a police. They have even Fatah, a military organization under their name. And Hamas, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, ISIS, walk around with weapons and do walks with their weapons out freely. Do you want to trust them to give them Gaza? Why?
It won't come as a surprise to you that the vast majority of Israelis have no faith that the PA Leopard will change its spots.
Exactly.
But rather than wait for this miraculous transformation, your plan provides a practical and realistic path forward for Gaza in the coming years, in which Gaza will be administered neither by Hamas nor the Palestinian Authority, but by those committed to a genuine peace with Israel. I think this can be not only a new beginning for Gaza, I think it can be a new beginning for the entire region. Under your leadership, we can re-energize, I've got to contribute my own, we can re-energize the Abraham Accords. That's what it's called in the original Hebrew. Abraham. Abraham is fine. Abraham, however you want to call it. Under your leadership, Abraham. Mr. President, we can re-energize
very bad joke.
The Abraham Accords that we forged 5 years ago. We can expand them to many more Arab and Muslim nations that choose moderation over extremism. I think there's an opportunity here. It's not going to be easy. It's tough going. But I think if we succeed, you're absolutely right. We're going to open possibilities that nobody even dreamed of. But I think we dream of them. As you've told me, Mr. President, and you've told the world many, many times, you said, remember October 7th. Remember October 7th. And we do. We will never forget the horrors of October 7th, and we will do whatever is necessary to make sure they don't happen again. Since October 7th, Israel's enemies have learned a hard truth. Those who attack us pay a heavy price, but those who partner with us advance progress and security for their peoples.
He's not wrong. He's not
President
wrong.
Trump just said it. It's also in the Bible. It says, those who will bless you will be blessed, and those who will curse you will be cursed. And that's actually what is happening. We want the blessings. I think we've done a lot in the past 2 years to end the curse. We're not finished, but we've done a lot. And we've done a lot together to end the curse. I want to thank your entire team for their efforts to get to this point. I especially want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for their indefatigable work to bring Israel and Arab states in the region closer together. I am deeply grateful to both of them for their work. We had a phone call today just to make it clear. I said to the Prime Minister of Qatar, Israel was targeting terrorists. It wasn't targeting Qatar. And of course, we regretted the loss of the Qatari citizen. It wasn't our target. And I very much appreciate President Trump's proposal to have a trilateral body, the United States, Israel, and Qatar, to work out respective grievances. There are quite a few. But if we could try to mitigate them or put it on a different footing, I think that would be good for everyone. Above all the people, the fine team, many helpers who've done this, I want to thank you, Mr. President. History has already shown that under your leadership, Israel and America can change the face of the Middle East. And today I'm hopeful that your plan to end the war in Gaza will do so again and do so soon.
Amen.
It will free our hostages, end Hamas's tyranny in Gaza,
If they
and
accept
enable
it.
a more
If
secure and
Hamas
prosperous
accepts it.
future for the peoples of our region.
This has been a long video. I'm trying this new thing out. We'll see how this goes. Guys, if you learned anything today, if you enjoy my content and you think it's worth a share, please share it with whoever you think might benefit from watching this content. And if you would like to help my mission, if you like to help what I'm doing, there are some links that you can check in the description below. I have a Buy Me a Coffee, I have a Patreon, and I would love to keep making these videos, to post them daily or twice daily. I don't know how long. But we always need to know what's happening in the ground. We always need a fresh perspective of the truth on the ground, beyond the headlines and beyond the noise. So thank you so much for staying up until here. I'm still high, and hopefully, this plan goes along.